Another school shooting, another day that is, quote, not the day for politics and policy. Chris Graham here on Augusta Free Press. Today is not the day for politics and policy. That was Georgia Governor Brian Kemp on Wednesday as investigators were processing a deadly school shooting in his state that had killed two students and two teachers and injured nine other people. Today is a day for investigations, said Kemp, a Republican who added that he was, quote, praying for the safety of those in our classrooms, because that's what Republicans do in the face of easily preventable tragedies, which is to say they don't do anything because they've been praying for this for 25 years. And it doesn't take a higher power sending a signal in a burning bush to have the common sense to know what to do. This Kemp guy, of course, is the same guy who tweeted in 2021 that his pride at getting a grade of F from a group of gun safety advocates, the Giffords group, actually, saying he would wear the grade as, quote, a badge of honor because, quote, our Second Amendment is sacred. More sacred, apparently, than the right to life that the conservatives pretend is the reason they worked for 50 years to keep women and their doctors from being able to make appropriate choices regarding reproductive rights. It emerged in the hours after the shooting at Appalachia High School in Winder, Georgia, roughly 40 miles northeast of Atlanta, that the 14-year-old suspect, Colt Gray, who will be tried as an adult, had been the focus of a local sheriff's investigation last year after he'd made threats about shooting up a middle school online. His good guy with a gun dad, Colin Gray, told investigators that he allowed his son to use hunting rifles under his supervision, but stressed that Colt did not have, quote, unfettered access to them, and the sheriff's office closed that investigation. It's unclear now how Colt Gray, who again is 14 years old, 2 years from being able to get a driver's license, was able to get access to the AR style rifle that authorities have said he was able to use in Wednesday's attack on the high school. Dad has probably already lawyered up because even in Georgia, 14-year-olds, even 14-year-olds named Colt, can't legally buy guns, much less AR style rifles. That's not necessarily because Kemp and Republicans down in Georgia and Republicans nationwide have set any kind of line on the prevalence of guns in our society. Long guns, including rifles, can already be carried in public without a permit under Georgia law, which might explain how a 14-year-old could presumably walk to school with a rifle and somehow not attract attention. Kemp in 2022 signed a law amid much self-generated buzz, allowing Georgians to concealed carry handguns in public without a permit. If the idea is that more guns make people safer, we have our latest example from what we saw yesterday in North Georgia. A kid walked the halls of a high school with an AR-style rifle, with school resource officers, presumably armed, on the premises, and he did what he said he was going to do a year ago. He shot up the school. Now, the Appalachia high school shooting was the 416th school shooting in the U.S. since the Columbine High School massacre in 1999. That's according to a Washington Post analysis, which is to say, it was the 416th day since 1999 that was, quote, not the day for politics and policy, but rather for investigation. We're roughly 9,200 days since Columbine. So that would mean we've had 8,800 other days for the, quote, politics and policy. Odd that we never seem to get around to that part. If you have anything to email me, please do so at chris@augustafreepress.com.